Greetings, mighty companions, and welcome back to the Rocky Mountain Miracle Center 11 a.m. Course in Miracles class. And welcome to you guys in person here in the Miracle Center. And welcome to you guys online, Facebook and YouTube. And hi guys, come on in. Come on in. And all right, well, while people are filtering in, we're just going to do a couple of minutes of closing our eyes and being present, and just what I call my opening meditation. All right, so close your eyes if you haven't already. Take a breath and just relax. This is our time to step out of the world for the purpose of healing our minds. The Course in Miracles say that the only thing that can be sick is our minds, our thoughts. And so we come into this space today with these mighty companions to listen to the truth about ourselves, the loving, empowering, limitless truth about ourselves. That our minds might be healed, healed of fear, healed of guilt, healed of shame, healed of the illusion of limitation we have given ourselves, that we might experience ourselves as we were created by our Creator, guiltless, sinless, deathless, and free forever. And just breathe and feel the power and the presence that is present in the moment now. Let's remember the now moment. Let's remember now. The Course in Miracles says your memory can be used to remember now just as much as you've been using it to remember the past, which is gone. What does it feel like to be present now, in this moment, only now? And who are you now? Only now. Who are you? Without the past, without the future. Who are you now? And breathe, breathe in the moment. Breathe in the feeling of just being here now, as you are now. Breathe in that feeling. And for just a moment, let us open our minds and say yes to what A Course in Miracles teaches us when it says, I am not a body. I am free. For I am still as God created me. I am not a body. I am free, for I am still as God created me. That's who I am now and forevermore. Beautiful. Beautiful. And then when you're ready, just take a breath. Open your eyes and yawn and stretch if you need to. All right. Just a little reminder of something it's easy to forget in this world. Kind of hard to believe I'm not this body. A little hard to believe. Yes, I know.
We have an extra coconut milk
Latte.
Hot for first hand that goes up.
Well, that was fast. Hi, Robin. Look at this. Thank you, Robin, for this beautiful scarf. Hi. Speaking of my cousin, she goes, you look like an angel of healing. Lovely scarf. Yes, this scarf came from you. Thank you. I've gotten lots of compliments on this scarf already. My cousin Robin, who's watching, who sent me a box of beautiful scarves. Very nice. All right, you guys. So where we're going to be at in the book today is chapter 27. Chapter 27, and it's section, let's see, which book am I in? Okay. In the blue covered edition, it's section 8, 27:8. And in the original edition, it is chapter 27, section 10. All right, let's see here. So, does everybody see that? Okay. All right. So in the blue book has some editing that was done a way back, but the original title of this section, the section in the blue book is The Hero of the Dream. Okay. The original title of this was Laughing Away the Tiny Mad Idea. So we're going to talk today about laughing away some crazy ideas that we believed a long time ago and have been suffering needlessly from since. Okay, so according to the Course in Miracles, the way that anything not loving, not happy, not healthy, not abundant, the only way that it really ends is through laughter. Is through seeing that it doesn't make any sense, seeing that it's not true, that it's ridiculous. How could that ever be if God is love? And seeing the idea and seeing that it's insane, seeing this not true, and laughing is how it ends. You know, we don't end war by fighting against it. You ever heard of the war on drugs, the war on terror? Now, did that ever end war or terror? You know, I'm going to fight against cancers. I'll fight against this. I'm going to fight against my anger. How does that work? You know, the only way to end something is when it meets its opposite. So if you want to end something that you don't like, it's got to meet its opposite. And its opposite is going to be love or truth, which is the same. Okay, so we're going to talk today about how to laugh away the tiny mad idea that began this crazy dream. Course in Miracles calls it a dream that we're experiencing. You've heard it referred to as Maya and illusion before. Same thing. The Course in Miracles describes the world as we know it as the body dream. It's the world of the body. And of course, Miracles calls it a dream because it's only a dream. It's only in a dream where you could be separate, limited, where you could be hurt, and where you could die. Okay? And a nightmare dream at that. Only in a dream, an insane dream, could you be locked in your body, limited to your body, stuck in your body, separate from other bodies, your brain stuck and limited in your body where your body can get hurt and then you can die. Of Course in Miracles says only in a dream, and a bad dream, could that ever seem to happen. Of Course in Miracles says that God, because God is love and God loves God's creations, God would not put us in something that could get hurt and die, where it would seem like we're separate from others, which means to be alone. If you are separate from others, that means you are alone. And how does it feel to be alone? Terrible. Who likes feeling alone? Me too some days. Me too some days. Some days I'm like, just leave me alone. But then I get alone in my body, and then guess what's still with me? My thoughts. And then I'm like, crap, I'm by myself. Now I have to listen to my thoughts. How can I get some people here as fast as possible? So the Course in Miracles is referring to, okay, so in the blue book, the title is The Hero of the Dream. So we're talking about the dream in which you are a body and you're stuck in your body and you're limited by your body and your body can get hurt and your body can die, and that's the end of you. That is the dream that A Course in Miracles was referring to, because anything where you are imprisoned in a body, you can get hurt and die. That is a dream. That is not true. That is not the way a loving creator would create its creations, right? If God, the Course in Miracles says, if God created the body, then God would be cruel. God would be the author of death. And so the Course in Miracles says something that's extremely radical, that God didn't make the body. What? God made all of our religious books say God made the body, right? All of our religious philosophies say that God created the world. The Course in Miracles says God didn't, because God is eternal and loving, God does not create something that is not eternal. So if it is not eternal, it was not created by love. And to create a world of bodies, according to A Course in Miracles, is nothing for a mind that was created by an unlimited mind. So to create a body, even with all its complexity and the world with all its natural wonders, that God would not create something that dies, that doesn't last. Okay? And that's nothing for an unlimited mind like our one unlimited mind that was created by an unlimited mind. So like we were talking about last week about, you were like, the body's so miraculous. Yeah, but the body dies. Yeah, the body's miraculous, amazing, but that's how powerful our minds are. We can create even an illusion and make it absolutely seem real. We can make an illusion and we can believe in it with all the power of our mind, and to us it is real, even though it's not real, because it doesn't last. But that's how powerful our minds are, because our minds were created by an unlimited mind, okay, that gave us all the power that it has. So we're going to talk about the dream today, and the value of learning about the nature of the dream, the nature of Maya, the nature of the world of form. The value in learning about it is that when you learn the true nature of form, the body, Maya, illusion, when you learn about it, you realize that you are not a victim of it. You are not trapped in it. You are not limited by it. And only to the extent that you believe it's real and you give it power, only to that extent does it seem to have power over you. And what is it we're always complaining about? What is it we're always upset about? All the nature of all of our problems is the limits that we feel are put on us by our bodies or by the world of bodies, right? Isn't that what we're all upset about? The limitations of our body, the limitations it puts on us, the limitations the world of bodies seems to put on us. Isn't that what the Course says? That's what we're always upset about, something about the body. Something about how the body is limiting us or the body is hurting us. So as you learn the true nature of form, the body, you come to learn that you are not a prisoner of it. You are not limited to and by it. You are not the victim of it. You know, you learn that, oh, as an illusion, it is coming from my mind. Oh, my body is in my mind, not the other way around. And so really it's you're learning about your freedom, the way to experience freedom, even when you have a body that is anything but free. Is your body free? No. But the body is the most needy, dependent, high maintenance thing that you could ever come up with. It's definitely not free. It needs to eat how many times a day?
More than 3.
Thank you. Thank you. I was hoping somebody would tell the truth about that. Definitely more than 3. My body all day long is like, I need some of this. I need some of that. I need some of this. I need some. I need those shoes over there. I need that jacket over there. I do, right?
I like examples of like yours. So when have you been in a situation where, your knee is going out or you're in a lot of pain? How do you go, it's in my mind? Or what steps do you take?
Well, the entire Course in Miracles is about the truth about you as a spirit, and it has you telling yourself, like for instance, I'm in a review in the workbook today, and it is reviewing the last 10 or so workbook lessons. But before each workbook lesson, it has you saying, I am not a body, I am free. I am still as God created me. So the way that the Course in Miracles teaches us to do that is to, when we are experiencing something related to the body that doesn't feel good, we're being taught by the Course in Miracles to tell ourselves the truth. And then go take an aspirin if you need one. But first tell yourself the truth. The Course in Miracles tells us that the sickness, that the pain and the pleasure has the purpose of confirming that we are just this body. That's the whole purpose of pain and pleasure, according to A Course in Miracles, is for us to believe that we are our bodies. Our egos, our fearful, angry, guilty minds, they cannot continue to exist without us believing that we are our body. That's what the ego is. The ego in your mind, that is the angry, fearful, guilty part that doesn't believe it deserves love, doesn't believe you deserve love. That part of you cannot continue to exist if you don't believe you are your body. And so a very deep premise of A Course in Miracles is you are not a body. You are free. Why? Because you are still as God created you, and God did not create you as a limited body that can get hurt and can die. God just didn't create you like that. That was our tiny, insane idea. Hey, how about we do a body? Yeah.
And furthering that a little also is exactly what Anna's saying is the ideas of the Course are repetition to learn it. But as you were even talking, I saw like somebody falling in a deep pit. Mm-hmm. And the deep pit is the learning of what's not true.
Yeah.
And so to get out of a deep pit, I can't just take one hand and touch the top of the pit and pull myself out. It's going to take some climbing out of undoing what I've spent all this time learning the faults to. And because if you just hear, I'm not a body, I'm free, I'm still as God created me, we don't believe that. Mm-hmm. But when the first hand goes up to crawl out, what that first hand is the experience of applying the truth, the application of the truth.
In the moment when you're hurting.
Each time a pain comes to me, I apply A Course in Miracles to what it tells me to do. And that will bring an effect, which is an experience, and I go, oh wow, I don't know how that worked, but it seems coincidental that this good thing happened. But let me try it again. Oh, that seemed like a coincidence again. And it seemed like a coincidence because the ego is telling me each step out. That didn't really happen because of the course. That's just...
That was a coincidence.
That was due to happen to you. And it explains it away until you finally realize the truth is true. And now you're climbing up faster
That's
and
right.
faster.
And faster and faster.
Excellent.
Beautiful. Excellent example. All right, so let's begin. And so it starts with the body is the central figure in the dreaming of the world. Okay?
Yay.
That's what it's all about here. Oh.
Aren't we at the cause of suffering?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm at, let's see.
Or maybe it's 7.
Oh,
It's 8 in blue.
okay, and it's 8, okay, and it's the hero of the dream is 8.
I don't have that. I have the causes, I have 8
Oh.
as the cause of suffering.
But then in
Chapter 27.
Maybe look for the hero of the dream. It's right there. So we're looking for the section titled "The Hero of the
Are you in
Dream."
the purple or the blue?
Both. 27.
I'm, yeah,
27.8 in the blue and 27.10.
27:8 in the blue. The hero of the dream.
That's chapter 27, right?
Yeah,
2710.
and 27:10.
In the purple is
Yes,
laughing away
that's
the
right.
funny mad idea.
That's right.
I don't have it.
So
Yeah, it's called laughing away the mad idea.
in the
Oh,
purple.
Okay, 827.
All right, yeah. Let's just start off with a little mass confusion. Okay. All right. Okay, here we go. Everybody see it? The first sentence is the body is the central figure in the dreaming of the world. Okay? It's all about the body here. If all of life is a stage, then the body is the main character. Got that? The body is the star of the show. Okay? And there is no dream without the body. Okay? So we're dreaming, and what's the center of the dreaming is? The dreaming is of the body. There is no dream without the body. Nor does the body exist without the dream. The dream in which the body acts as if the body were a person to be seen and be believed. Okay? The body takes the central place in every dream which tells the story of how the body was made by other bodies. The dream tells the story of how your body was born into the world outside the body, outside your mother's body. The dream tells the story of how your body lives a little while and then dies to be united in the dust with other bodies dying like itself. In the brief time allotted the body to live, very brief I might add, the body seeks for other bodies as its friends and enemies. Hello? And the body's safety is the body's main concern. The body's comfort is your guiding rule. And the body tries to look for pleasure and avoid the things that would be hurtful. And above all in the dream, the body tries to teach itself that its pains and joys are different, which means can be told apart. So that's the whole dream. That's a whole dream from beginning to end. The dream is a story about the body, how it was born outside of the body, and how the body then lives a while and then dies to be united in the dust with other bodies. In the brief time allotted the body to live, it looks for other bodies as friends and enemies. Its main concern is its safety. Its guiding light is its comfort. And it's always looking for pleasure. And it's always trying to avoid pain. And above all, the body's trying to teach itself that its pains and pleasures are different and can be told apart. Okay, that's the nature of the dream, that we are dreaming asleep at home in God. Course in Miracles says you are asleep at home in God, dreaming of exile, dreaming that you are in a separate body that gets born outside a body that only lives a tiny bit of time and then dies. And then the brief time you're alive, all you're doing is looking for comfort and looking for safety and looking for pleasure and trying to avoid pain and trying to get some friends along the way. Maybe a few enemies just for fun. Just to break up the monotony of peace, right? That's the story of the dream. When you fall asleep, when you go to sleep and dream a dream, when you are hallucinating, this is what you are hallucinating. I'm a body and I was born, I have a little bit of time to live, I'm gonna die real soon, and I'm gonna try to get some pleasures and avoid some pain before I die. How depressing is that? No wonder there's so much despair and depression in the world. No wonder. How can you really experience a deep joy that only expands when you think you're a limited body that only has a brief amount of time to live before you die? Is there anything more? Is there anything that is less depressing than that? I mean, come on. The Course in Miracles calls it, not the Course in Miracles, but it's known as like existential angst. You ever heard of existential angst, where you just seem to have depression and anxiety for no reason? It's because the nature of the illusion, the hallucination, the dreaming that we're all doing is very depressing. So just the idea of just believing that this is real is very depressing and anxiety producing. So just the human condition is depressing. It's not until you know that this is not reality. This is not natural. This is not what reality is. This is not who I am. It's not until you accept that you begin to go, all right, I'm feeling better. Things are looking up. So nice to know I don't die. It's so great. I feel so much better just trying to remember I don't die. Just the reminder, I don't die. I'm not limited. I'm not limited by this body. This is not the extent of my life. Just being reminded of that, even if you don't fully believe it, because of how deeply you have gone into the dream, just the reminder is like, yeah, oh God, that feels so much better than what I learned was the truth about life. The truth we learned about life, it dies. How depressing is that? The truth about life is that you die? Oh, death, that's natural. Oh, great. Okay, well, whose idea was that? Whose idea was that that life dies? Whoever that was, I do not want to be friends with that person, because that does not, that's depressing. How am I supposed to enjoy myself and also enjoy my loved ones knowing that we're all going to die? It's a little difficult to do. Now you can pretend, oh, that's natural, it's okay, but it says either there is life or there is death. that life and death do not go together. Either all things that live die, or nothing dies. Okay. So that you hear the nature of the dream. You hear the nature of the dream.
And getting started on this, and doing that, okay, this is a dream. Everything should be perfect and I should be joyful. I could not, it took me a long time to get away from, it's called denial in psychology.
And psychology is called denial to the truth.
Yes. I'm working through that, and but I finally
that's so funny.
Just go along.
That's so funny.
Just go along
That's
and see
great.
what happens.
That's great. In the dream world, what is the truth, like as represented by A Course in Miracles, is called denial. That's great. Exactly. And you're called crazy. And you know, and a few other choice words that I've heard in my day. Delusional, denial, Pollyanna, you know, a few other things like, well, I remember Greg was talking to his brother one time, and he says that there is no sin, and his brother goes, oh, that would be nice. Wouldn't that be nice?
It is.
And he's like, it is nice. And his brother's like, oh, poor Greg. Poor Greg, he's in such denial. But I ask you, which one is the happier thought? The one that, that all life dies and that you are limited, you are limited and stuck in this body that can get hurt and die, and that you have only a short time to live before you die, to be buried in the dust with other bodies dying like your own body, or the idea that there is no death, that life is eternal, and bodies are not who you really are. They're not real. You are not your body. That's the problem, is that we have come to identify with our bodies, and so we're all depressed and afraid and angry. Who's not going to be depressed, afraid, and angry if you think this is it and you're as vulnerable as your body? It is a depressing thought to think you're as vulnerable and needy as the body is.
It's terrifying.
Have you ever seen anything that was more vulnerable and needy than the body, by the way? Anything? Anybody?
So I'm really looking forward to dying.
Another thing that if you say to people who are asleep in the dream, who will not only call you crazy, they'll be like, well, come right over here to this place over here, this little psychiatric hospital over here.
No, I know.
I know.
I'm
I know.
looking forward to leaving Crazy Planet.
Yeah.
But where am I going to go? And am I going to become a squirrel? I mean,
we almost ran over two
am
of
I
those.
reincarnated into Jennifer Lopez?
Oh, don't even say that now. Don't even say. Okay. Right. So yeah, don't. Yeah.
Okay, where am I going?
Okay. Well, listen. You're going somewhere. Unless you, if you leave your body and you still believe you're guilty, then you come right on back, because only those who believe they are guilty, existentially speaking, believe they deserve to be limited to and by a body that can be hurt and die. So, but if you leave your body and you have forgiven the lie of sin and guilt, you've allowed that false belief to be corrected through Course in Miracles or whatever, then when you leave your body, you go, oh, God, that was a weird dream. Thank God that was a dream. And then you go on to what the Course in Miracles calls creating. says when you're here in a body, you're just seeking for pleasure and avoiding pain and feeding the body and maintaining the body and trying to protect the body and get some more for the body. And then you go on, there's a lot more to life than that. The Course in Miracles calls it creating. You go from repairing and learning, which you're doing while you're in a body, to just creating the good, the beautiful, and the holy, which is what most other beings in the universe are doing. You know, it's not, we're only a small little, Course in Miracles calls us a little hospital, you know, in the universe. We're like a little hospital planet, you know, where people who are still learning that there is no sin come to, where they can experience the simulation of sin and death and bodies, you know, because they thought that might give them something more than everything that God and Creator had given them. Okay? So we're going to thank you. Thank you for that. You're always great with the comic relief. I really appreciate that. I was like, I want to die, but I'm afraid I might die and then be reincarnated as a squirrel or Jennifer Lopez. Thank you. That was great. Okay. That was only one paragraph. Okay. And so the second paragraph starts, the dreaming of the world takes many forms. Why? Because the body is seeking in many ways to prove that it is autonomous, which means real. That's what your body's trying to teach you. That my body's trying to teach me that it is me. It's making all the decisions, which means it's trying to teach me that it is real. Okay? And here is how the body is trying to teach us that it is real. Okay? The body puts things on itself that the body has bought with little metal discs or paper strips that the world proclaims as valuable and good. That's the first thing. I'm going to decorate my body with some things that I bought with paper strips and metal discs that the world says is valuable. That's the first thing that my body's telling me. You know, you need to dress your body up. You know, you need to put some things on your body because your body's real. Okay? All right. That's the first thing. Then it says the body, in the dreaming of the world, the body works to get these things it puts on itself, doing senseless things. The body works to get the paper strips and metal discs. And how does the body work to get money? Doing senseless things. How does the body work to get money? By doing senseless things, and then tosses the money away for senseless things the body doesn't need and doesn't even want. Is there any money that anybody has spent in the last week that wasn't for the body? Anybody? No. Well, the center being the body, you know, of the Miracle Center, right? So he was telling you about the dreaming of the world that takes many forms, okay? So the dreaming of the world, one of the form it takes is that the body needs a lot of things to put on the body to prove that the body's real. And so the body uses money, gets money to put things on the body. And then the body then does senseless things to get the money, to dress up the body, to make the body seem real. And then the body throws away a lot of money for senseless things it doesn't need and doesn't even want. Most of the money that I spend, honestly, is senseless things that my body doesn't need and my body doesn't even want. And then another form of the dream, another form that the dreaming of the world takes is the body hires other bodies, that other bodies may protect the body and then collect more senseless things that the body can call its own. You see what's going on in the dream? So I'm not only doing senseless things to get money to put things on my body, but I'm also doing senseless things to get more money to hire other bodies to protect my body. And I'm doing senseless things to get more money so I can collect more senseless things that I can possess.
I'm taking back my shoes to
Don't do that. Your body's got to wear something. It's okay.
Why can't we walk around in shrouds?
You can if you want to.
I mean, the Jewish religion, they bury the person in a shroud with nothing.
Yeah, in a pine box. Mm-hmm.
I like
But they may have spent a lot of time when their body was alive doing senseless things to get money, to dress their body up, and to hire other bodies to protect their bodies. So it's kind of a moot point. But so then we're talking about the body dream. Sometimes the body dreams. Oh, sorry. It says, then the body looks about for special bodies that can share its dream. So now, not only is my body trying to get all the stuff to put on my body and hire other people to protect my body and do senseless things to get money to collect and possess more senseless things, but also my body is looking about for special bodies that can share its dream. So not only do I need a lot of stuff to put on my body, and I need to like collect a lot of stuff and possess a lot of stuff for the body, I need to hire a lot of other bodies, but my body also needs special people to share my body dream. Someone special, right? Okay, someone to share the body dream. You see? So the body is a big collector. So it collects other bodies, it collects things. And to collect the other bodies and to collect these things to possess and to put on the body does a lot of senseless things to get the money.
It's very needy.
In other words, the body is very possessive and very needy and very dependent.
It even needs air.
Exactly.
It has to have, it has to get,
Yeah.
get.
The body has to be getting every single second from something outside of it.
Godlike is not dependent.
Your true self is not needy like that. Your real self doesn't need a bunch of stuff to put on it, to make good. Your body doesn't need other bodies. Your body doesn't need a lot of stuff that doesn't last either. Your body, your true self doesn't need. That's the main difference the Course in Miracles says between what God created and what we have made. What we have made is just need for more. Lack, need. I have a lack, I got a need. And then so it's all about, so the body is just like a consumer. The body is just like needing, like Pac-Man. Anybody remember Pac-Man?
Yeah.
Of course. If your body's old enough, you do remember Pac-Man. That's the sign of an old body. I know what Pac-Man is.
and then those little enemies that come after it.
Yes.
Is death trying to take everything you've ever created.
Yes, exactly. And then death is just the bigger Pac-Man. So the point being is that who you are doesn't have any lack. And the way you were created by God and still remain is you don't have any needs. You're not like, I need air, I need water, I need food, I need other bodies, I need more clothes, I need more food, I need. Every day, in the dream of the world is every day you wake up and you got to go meet your needs. And hopefully you can, you know, it's called the struggle to survive. The one of the forms of the dreaming is the struggle to survive, you know, only in a dream that was not created by love do you have to struggle to live. Now, whoever came up with that idea, you have to struggle to live and you have to do senseless things to survive. That is a cruel thought. That is not a loving thought. That is not a loving creator who ever came up with that idea. And the Course in Miracles tells us that it was not God's idea. God is not the author of lack and need and death at all. So our true self. So what that means to me, the practical value of that to me is the more that I learn how to identify with my true self, which is not a body, the fewer needs I have. Now, the fewer needs I have, the more free I am. Anybody feel a little hemmed in by all their possessions and needs? Maybe. Who's asking? Yeah. So the more I learn to identify with my true self as a spirit, a guiltless, sinless, deathless, free spirit who is not a body, then the fewer needs I have and the more freedom I experience. More freedom from fear, more freedom from lack, more freedom from the quest to the struggle to survive. The more free I feel. So there's your motivation, in case you hadn't caught that yet, of the motivation for doing this curriculum. The purpose of this curriculum is to unbrainwash us. We've been brainwashed. You're a body, you're a body, you're a body, you're guilty. You're a body, you're a body, you're guilty. You don't have enough, you're not enough. You're a body, you're guilty, you're guilty, you're a body, you don't have enough, you need, don't have enough, you need to get some more. You need to earn your right to live. Because you're guilty and you're a body. Okay? That is what it really means to be in prison. To be enslaved to something that is not true and is definitely not loving. Okay? And so every time you hear A Course in Miracles say to you, I am not a body, I am free, I'm still as God created me, or I'm not a body, or spirit am I, a guiltless child of God, every time you say it and practice it, even if you don't fully believe it, you are taking one step closer to your ultimate freedom. Real freedom. The freedom that we have not stopped longing for. We all long for freedom. We all long for our natural state, the state that we were created in, and then we actually still remain in right now. Every little time you practice one of these ideas, every time you come to class, every time you say one of these ideas, you're taking a step closer to your freedom. Yeah.
And when I feel a lot more joy.
And more joy. Joy and freedom go together.
Yeah.
What slave is happy?
Right. Yeah.
What prisoner is happy about it? You know, who's happy to feel like their body tells them where to go and what to do and how they feel and what they need and what they can do and what they can't do. You know, ever felt like a prisoner to your own body? Every day.
Absolutely.
Every day. You know, my body says, well, you can't go play today because you're sick. Again? All right. Wonderful. I love it. Beautiful. Horatio says, glory to the truth, consciousness, and joy. Yes. George says, amen. Jean says, hola from Minnesota. Hola from Minnesota. All right. Is that how they say that in Minnesota? Minnesota. Yeah, don't you know? All right. Okay. So we're still in paragraph 2, and it says, and then it says in that sentence, it looks about for special bodies that can share its dream. And sometimes the body dreams it is a conqueror of bodies weaker than itself. But in some phases of the body dream, the body is the slave of bodies which would hurt and torture it. Okay, so he's talking about the different forms that the body dream takes. Sometimes in the body dream, you're the slave owner and you have a lot of slaves. Sometimes in the body dream, your body is the slave. You know, so many forms the body dream takes.
Sometimes it's a squirrel.
Sometimes it's a squirrel. Greg and I were driving in here. It was the weirdest thing. It was like, at one point, one squirrel goes out to the middle of the road and stops, and we're like trying to not run over it. And we were joking about, hey, that squirrel's trying to use us to commit suicide today. And we're not going to do it, squirrel. And then we drove a few more feet, and another squirrel ran out in the middle of the road and stopped. I mean, exactly. We were like, okay, 1 is funny, haha, but 2, what's up with that? Yes.
We came to almost a dead stop with both of us.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Thank you. And we were like thinking that maybe they just really were wanting to be done with their body and were looking for somebody to help them out.
They panicked in the middle of the road.
Yeah.
Like a deer in the headlights. Didn't know
Yes.
what to do.
Yeah.
It was this big thing.
So in some versions of the body dream, the body is the conqueror of bodies weaker than itself. In some expressions of the body dream, the body is the slave of bodies which would hurt and torture that body. Okay? Paragraph 3. The serial adventures from the time of birth to dying are the theme of every dream the world has ever had. So that's, have you ever gotten hooked on a series on Netflix?
Yes.
Okay. This is the Body Dream Netflix series. Okay. This is a serial adventures of the body. That's what this is all about. What's the body going to do today? Ooh, this body is going to be the conqueror of other bodies. Ooh, in this episode, the body is going to be the slave of other bodies. All right, I can't wait to tune back in today to see what the body's going to be doing today. Stay tuned.
But no matter
what the body's doing,
they all share the same one, which is they're going to be born to die.
they're going to be born and they're going to die.
They all share the
And a bunch of senseless stuff in the middle. It's all about this. Is serial. The dream is about the serial adventures of the body. Okay? Dun, dun, dun. Here's the hero of the dream, the body.
Playing the victim today.
And here's the synopsis of the series. The body's going to be born, and then it's going to do a bunch of senseless things for the body, and then it's going to die. And then in the next episode, it's the same thing, but different costumes. It's like, and the victim today is.
Oh, I love Greg's playing a part. He always does such a wonderful role.
He's such a hilarious victim.
I
It's
love
so
that
funny
actor.
when his body is the victim. Oh, but wait, stay tuned for next week when Greg's body will be the conqueror of other bodies.
Ooh. I haven't seen him play that role yet.
Wait till you see Greg's body do the episode where he's a girl. He's not even a guy.
I want to see that.
But it's all about the body. The body's serial adventures from the time of birth to